Good Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to GardenStateWeather.com and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith, and we've got already the 15th of December, 2015. And we had a thin line of showers move through the region late last night, early this morning, and it produced anywhere from about a quarter of an inch to about a third of an inch of rain. Some areas had up to about a half of an inch of rain as that line segment moved rapidly off the coast. Here is that line segment that moved through the region about midnight last night as it weakened. It produced quite a bit of very heavy downpours just briefly across the region. This morning we have clear to partly cloudy skies across the region as the cold front is now well off the coast and the winds are already gusting in out of the west at 18 to 20 miles per hour. Some gusts in Pennsylvania above 25, 26, 31 mile per hour winds. So we're going to have a windy day today, and temperatures right now are generally running in the 50s throughout most of the forecast region. Already still at 60 degrees. We had a couple highs being on the high side. We had a few broken records this morning as well. Sorry about the microphone cut off. Watches, warnings, and advisories. We have small craft advisories on all the coastlines here, and these will be extended until Wednesday at 6 a.m. for very strong winds and rough seas across the forecast region. Good news is that the rain is out of here. Okay, before we get into the aviational deck this morning, we had a couple of records that were broken already at Newark 68, Bridgeport 60, Central Park 68, JFK at 63, and Islip at 61. And those were broken this morning before the cold front came through. Right now on the aviational weather deck, we're looking good. Overall for today, VFR scattered to broken clouds at about 4,000 feet. Northwesterly winds increasing to 15 knots, gusts to 20 to 30 knots. We're already seeing that in and out of the west here. And the winds should start to diminish late in the afternoon. VFR overnight tonight, northwest winds at 10 knots or less. Wednesday through Wednesday night, VFR conditions under high pressure with scattered to broken clouds at or above 3,500 feet during the afternoon especially. MVFR ceilings appear likely late Wednesday night. North wind may be gusting to 15 knots to start the day, turning light east during the afternoon and southeast at night. Thursday and Thursday night, MVFR, IFR, visibilities and periods of rain, possibly briefly heavy at times, generally a southeast wind gust to 15 knots, shifting west late in the day and evening. Friday VFR, but some MVFR conditions possible and any shower, gusty northwest winds to 20 knots. Saturday VFR conditions, but northwest winds again gusting 20 to 30 knots. Right now outside of Newark, things are looking good on the tarmac. 58, dew point 46, humidity 65%, visibility is about 10 miles, mostly cloudy skies right now, and that's improving with a few clouds at 8,000, scattered at 12,000, wind out of the west at 17 right now. VFR conditions in place. Philadelphia this morning looking good, 60 degrees, dew point 43, humidity 53%, winds out of the west or northwest at 15, gust up to 23 already, visibility is 10 miles, few clouds at 9,000, 14,000 also, and basically VFR conditions in place. National view of some of the storm reports. And our microphone is cutting off again. We've had moderate to heavy douses of rain here across the Great Lakes, and our storm system now off the east coast, and everything beginning to quiet down, but it's going to be very windy around here over the next 6 to 12 hours. Forecasted charts through Thursday morning. We'll start off this afternoon with our large storm system across the plains here in the Colorado Rockies, lifting up to the northeast towards the Great Lakes. Lots of moderate to heavy snow falling in this section here in the blues, and rain and thunder out ahead of it, especially across central and southeastern Texas, where there is a risk of some thunderstorm activity there today. Our high pressure ridge building in, our storm system departing southern New England. Tight pressure gradient today. Winds begin to relax as the upper trough axis moves through during the afternoon. And by tonight, another trough axis moving through. High pressure building in. Here's our storm system now across the plains and the northern plains, bringing a swath of moderate to heavy snow all across the tier here, the northern tier of states, as it moves in towards the Great Lakes. And by Thursday, it approaches southeastern Canada, and the Great Lakes get in on the snow, maybe Chicagoland too. Here's our next storm system entering the fray into the Pacific here, into the northeastern or northwestern territories here, into northwestern states here of the United States of America. And here is our cold front with a wave of low pressure, and that's going to spell moderate pockets of rain around the region. some heavy downpours too on Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening as the warm front moves through, and then the cold. GFS maps into motion, high pressure, tight pressure gradient moving into the region today. Winds begin to relax. Temperatures still above normal over the next couple of days until Friday, and that's when everything is going to change. First, we're going to have a cold front and a warm front move through. First the warm front, then the rain beginning to move over the region as the area of low pressure on the front moves across. There could be some moderate pockets of rain by this time on Thursday afternoon and Thursday evening. The storm lifts to the north and east. The cold front comes through, and the heights begin to fall as the upper trough begins to dig down from the Great Lakes in southeastern Canada towards the northern mid-Atlantic coast states. We can see this with the tight pressure gradient, windy conditions, chilly air coming in for the weekend. Temperatures probably either side of 40 to 45 degrees for both Saturday and Sunday. And that's when the temperatures will begin to modify back again into the lower 50s as we approach the early part of next week. CFS2 version 2, our climate model here, 500 millibar height anomalies over the next 25 days. We start off with the first 5 days here to December 20th, and we're finding a basic trough in the means across the Central Plains. By the time we get to the next 6 to 10 days, just in time for Christmas, heights begin to build across the eastern United States again, so it doesn't look like it's going to be a snowy December 25th for Christmas this year. And that was forecasted probably as well. So here's our heights beginning to still modify across the eastern United States. This takes us out to the end of the year. On the 30th, we begin the new year in January with heights still above normal here across southeastern Canada into the eastern United States, below normal across the southwest. And by the time we get to the 9th or so of January, our 25th day here in the forecast cycle, still above normal heights in the means across the northern tier, below normal in the southwest. Forecasted temperatures for today, even with the gusty winds, still above normal, between 60 and 62 degrees. Wednesday, not looking bad either. Temperatures drop back just slightly, still above normal, 50 to 55 degrees across the forecast region. By the time we get to Thursday, milder air surges back into the forecast region. Temperatures holding in the mid-50s, even with the rain that will be ongoing, and we could get anywhere from about a half of an inch up to an inch of rain on Thursday and Thursday night. Temperatures by Friday begin to cool off again, either side of 50 degrees, and by the time we get into the weekend, this is where the cold pool really comes in. Interior sections stay in the upper 30s, around 40 or so in the New York City metropolitan area. This forecast stays for Sunday. Temperatures again in the low to the mid 40s, a few upper 30s over the hillier terrain. Temperatures rebounding a little bit back to above normal again, either side of 50 degrees by the time we get to Monday. And the last time it snowed in Central Park, New York on Christmas Day was back on in 2009. They had a max temperature of 38 and a minimum of 33, and they had about a quarter of an inch of liquid precipitation, 2 inches of snow on the ground at 7 a.m. that morning. And that's the last time it snowed actually in Central Park on Christmas Day. It doesn't look like that's going to happen this year either. Top 5 snowiest Christmas days in Central Park, New York: 1909, 1902, 1904, 1969. Very little snow fell, but just about enough to whiten the ground on Christmas Day. Of course, the warmest Christmas days in Central Park, New York: 1889, 1982, again 1979, 64, 65, and 1994. We had temperatures in the upper 50s to around 60. So for everything live, it's GardenStateWeather.com, GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You have a great Tuesday out there. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning on Wednesday.